Hi everyone, I'm Esma,
I'm Diamond.
and we're both interns here at the Dearborn Historical Museum. We are so pleased to be introducing our first video in our series celebrating Black History Month. Today, Diamond will be reading a book on African American history.
It's World War II, and Ada Ruth's mom has to go away. The book Coming On Home Soon by Jacqueline Woodson tells the story of love and hope. Have you ever had a loved one go away for a really long time? Let's read the story about how this little girl and her grandmother made it through the long wait. Let's begin. Coming On Home Soon by Jacqueline Woodson. Mama's hands are warm and soft. When she puts her Sunday dress into the satchel, I held my breath, tried hard not to cry. Ada Ruth, she said, the hiring colored woman in Chicago since all the men are off fighting in the war. Mama folded another dress and put it in the bag. I'm gonna head on up there. Then she pulled me close up to her, pressed her face against mine. Make some money I can send on home to you. Outside, a pretty rain fell, making the brown fields shine. Ada Ruth, Mama said. Do you know I love you more than anything in the world? Yes, ma'am, I whispered. More than rain. More than snow, Mama whispered back. The way we'd done 100 times before, or maybe 100,000. Grandma holds me when I cry. Hush now, she says. It's going to be all right. Hush now, she says. Your mama's going to be coming on home soon. But Mama's been gone a long time, with no letter or money from her coming. Keep writing to her, Grandma says. So I do. There is snow this morning, and a small black kitten scratching against our door. There is milk this morning, warm from the cow. Grandma says, you know we can't keep it, then pours milk into a saucer and sets it down on the floor. There's a war going on. Some days not much food to speak of. Cornbread and clabber milk for morning and meal and supper. You know we can't keep it, Grandma says again. The kitten drinks the milk up, rubs against my leg like it wants some more, and Grandma says, don't go getting attached now, Ada Ruth. It's a slip of a thing, but its softness is big, and warm as 10 quilts on my lap. Warm as Mama's hands, I rub the kitten's back. More than snow, Mama said. I love you more than snow. I watch the snow come down fast, try hard to remember the way Mama smelled. Like sugar some days, and some days like sun. Some days like the lye soap that turned her hands yellow, but got the wash real clean. I blink hard, but the tears still try to come. Good thing it's too cold for fleas, Grandma says, coming in with more wood for the stove, or else that thing would be full of them. She holds her head sideways, takes the kitten in. Can't get much uglier now, can it? Me and the kitten give Grandma a mean look. Time passes. When the postman goes on by without stopping, Grandma says, hush now, don't start that crying. But her eyes are sad, like she's wanting to cry too. In Chicago, Mama said, I can watch the railroad cars. Just imagine, Ada Ruth, a colored woman working on the railroad. At night, me and Grandma listen to the radio, hear about the battles being fought and all the men who've died. I listen with my eyes closed, pray for all those men who won't be coming on home soon. Outside, the snow keeps falling. The war goes on and on. When Grandma turns the radio off, I rub my hand along the kitten's back and think about the woman working on the trains. Just think, my Mama right there beside them. Ice storm came last night, Grandma says, as she hunts possum and rabbit. If she catches one, there'll be some meat for a stew. A little bit of me hopes we find one. A little bit of me hopes we don't. Me and Grandma keep walking, and the kitten behind us, shivering until Grandma stoops and lifts it into her coat. Don't you know about cold snaps, she asks, how they come on fast and sometimes stay? The land goes on and on, flat sometimes, and then climbing up into a hill. Grandma says it all leads out into the big, wide world. One day, I'm going to set off to see it all. Maybe I'll go by railroad. When we get home, Grandma starts the wood stove going, our wet clothes steaming on top of it. Hot cocoa, too, and 2 biscuits from last night's supper, and the postman making his way up the road. Thank you, Lord, Grandma whispers. when he puts the letter with Mama's beautiful cursive in her hand, money falling from it when Grandma's themes that open in the first line tell Ada Ruth, I'll be coming on home soon, like a song you want to sing over and over. The small black kitten beside us as we read the letter again and again. I think she's taken a mind to stay, I say. Well, she needs to take a mind to go, Grandma says. But she puts a blanket down by the fire and whispers, quiet and halfway pretty when you look at her in just the right way. Inside, it's warm and quiet, stew cooking on the stove. Outside, snow falls, and somewhere, there's my mama, loving me more than rain, loving me more than snow, cleaning trains, and coming on home soon.
Thank you, Diamond, for reading such a wonderful story. Now to our discussion questions. First question. Why did Ada Ruth's mom have to go away? It was during a war, and her mom left to find a job in the big city. In the past, there were fewer opportunities for women, especially black women, to find jobs to support their families.
Next question. How do you think Ada Ruth feels when her mom has to leave her to go to work in Chicago? Have you ever felt that way?
And our last question. In this story, Ada Ruth shows a great deal of hope. Why did she need to be hopeful? What kept her going? That's right, her kitten and her grandmother. Who helps you stay hopeful? Let's write a letter to someone we care about like Ada Ruth did in the story.
Step 1. First, you're going to gather all of the materials that you need. You'll need paper, pen, and some colored pencils or markers to decorate the letter when you're done. Step 2. We're going to write the letter. You're going to start it by saying dear and whoever you're writing to. Mine's going to be to my mom. So mine's going to say, Dear Mom, comma. And then you're going to write them a heartfelt letter. Once you're done with the letter, you should sign it with love, comma, and then your name. Once that's done, you get to decorate it. So, grab your colored pencils and decorate it however you see fit. After you're done decorating the letter how you see fit, ask an adult to mail it to whoever you wrote the letter to. Great job, friends!
Be sure to join us next week for another video in our series. Bye!